ball of the Hawks can be heard all the way to San Francisco.
You're listening to Pod at the Palace with Curtis Wilkerson on Inside Arkansas.
And welcome in to the Pod at the Palace post-game live reaction show presented by SARACEN, Arkansas's #1 sports betting app. Curtis Wilkerson and Andrew here with you from the Lloyd Noble Center in Norman following Arkansas's 83-79 road win over the Sooners in a crazy game. This was kind of the prime definition of it's never easy on the road in the SEC. And I think that played out here. And we kind of tried to warn people like this Oklahoma team, if they get hot, they've got some guys who can cause problems, namely Nigel Pack, who the Razorbacks decided not to guard for a majority of the night. A wild game here. Arkansas really struggled on the defensive end of the floor in the first half. Andrew picked it up substantially in the second half. The offense was pretty solid most of the way outside of three-point shooting, but it's one of those nights where things got a little bit weird on them. You take the road win, you go back home, you regroup, you get ready for Kentucky.
Yeah, it's weird. I think there's a lot of people who probably are annoyed that Arkansas was in a close game with Oklahoma, the worst team in the SEC on paper, or the worst team in the standings. They're probably annoyed that Arkansas was down by 4, and it makes it hard for them to enjoy that game. It's not necessarily how I feel, especially while looking at Oklahoma. They've been in a lot of these close games. Like, they haven't just been losing by 20 every single week. Like, they play, lose by 2 to Bama, lose by 6 to Nebraska, lose by 1 on back-to-back buzzer beaters by Missouri. Like, they've been in a lot of close games, and they were in another one tonight. And once again, Arkansas found a way to do it. And for them to do it and rise to the occasion on the road does mean something. They're going to have to do it against much better competition, but it is nice to see that kind of come out. And the story down the stretch was Arkansas's 2 freshmen. Surprise of the day. Arkansas's 2 freshmen, Darius Acuff, Malik Thomas, very good. The disappointing part for me as a Razorbacks observer is that Arkansas's veterans in this game, I feel like, especially in the front court, of course, just weren't really ready for this matchup. And it wasn't a super imposing matchup. And I felt like they kind of needed those freshmen to bail them out, which is a story we've seen play out a few times now. I was hoping Arkansas would have a little bit more team toughness, team readiness for this situation, but they did what they needed to do. They made enough plays down the stretch. Our tone on this show is going to be a lot different than it would have been had they lost. And so back-to-back games, you beat a bad SEC team by 4, and we say, well, at least you won. At least you won.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. And you know what they did is they showed some resolve when they really had to. They got the stops when they really had to in this game. Yeah. It was crazy because we said earlier today, like, well, you could probably decide whether or not you want to keep watching at the under 16 timeout, because we know, like, if Arkansas is either going to show up ready to play or they won't. Really for about the first 8 minutes or so, treading water a little bit. Like, the defense was pretty leaky there, but then of course they were scoring at will. But then they got into that danger zone. The shot selection started to dip, a couple sloppy turnovers. You're still not guarding anybody. You're down 13. Cal calls the timeout, and we're sitting here thinking, no way. They're really not going to do this again, are they? They crawled back into the game, scrapped, fought, got back into it. And then, I mean, it was crunch time in here. It was a little bit sleepy for a while. I felt like as soon as Cal and Porter Moser started getting really heated at the officials, it started to amp up the atmosphere in here. And for a minute, I was looking at you going, I don't know if this is a good thing for Cal to get this building pissed off, because it turned into a nice little atmosphere. But they did what they had to do. You mentioned the freshman. It's so interesting to me. Darius Acuff, who he's just been tremendous for Arkansas all season. Did he get the double-double?
Not quite.
No, 21 points, 9 assists. Hey, he's shaving. He's costing people money over here, all right? But he goes up and misses one of those free throws in just a critical moment there. And it was like, all right, we kind of saw that on Saturday, what's going on here. But then he shows some resolve. He goes down and gets the and one, a huge play there for the Razorbacks. Malik Thomas couldn't get anything to fall early in the game. His three-pointer wasn't falling, and Arkansas kind of needed somebody to take over and become a bucket getter for him. All of a sudden, he's going downhill and playing strong at the rim. Trevin, how many buckets did he give up, whether it was against their big men or against their guards shooting over the top of them? It was a field day on TB. Who got the block when Arkansas had to get the stop at the end of the game there. So when these guys had to buckle down, they stepped up and made the plays that they needed to make. And maybe, just maybe, they found something in the second half of this basketball game where they hold an Oklahoma team that torched them to 36% shooting from the field. Only 3 made three-pointers. They turned them over 7 times, and they only allowed 31 points. That's the type of defensive effort that it takes to win a basketball game on the road, not what they did in the first half.
Yeah, response to adversity, I feel like, is kind of the theme here. You win ugly on the road. You don't expect to go on the road, even against bad teams, and look pretty and do it in impressive fashion and have everything go your way. Arkansas had to battle back in a lot of different moments. The end of the half where you fall down, I think, what was it, 13? Is that how high the lead got?
38-25 at one point.
Yeah, and then you end up going into half with a 4-point deficit, which I tweeted out at the time. Kind of felt like a miracle. The difference between going in,
a win.
Yeah, going in down 4 versus going in down 8 or 9, where they kind of hung out at for the second half of that first half. That was huge. I also felt like after the flagrant foul called on Carter Knox, which we all agree, I think, crazy flagrant foul. Like, I couldn't believe.
People watching on TV are going to have to let us know, but they showed one replay in here, and we were like, really?
Live, I thought it was kind of crazy. They were reviewing it, and then when they showed the replay, I was like, man, this should be a quick review. That happens, and Arkansas ends up, I guess they were down 1 or 2 after that, or maybe it was down 1, and then they end up getting a quick turnover. They get a stop. Arkansas jolts ahead with 4 quick points, 2 quick buckets, 2 quick stops. I thought that was a really impressive response to adversity. Nigel Pack hits a 30-foot 3 to put Oklahoma up. Was it up 3?
Yeah.
Up 2 or something like that? I mean, like, that was a huge, another deflating moment for Arkansas, and they battle back. They finished the game on a 6-0 run. It was ugly. You look at, there's a lot of different guys we can critique their performance. You're obviously going to do that on the player grades tomorrow. There's certain facets of the game that you're like, man, how did that happen? I can't believe we got away with that. But on the road, that's just what you have to do. And coming off of Arkansas's last 2 road performances, I'm certainly not going to lose too much sleep over a road win where you get to clean up some mistakes and learn in a win that kind of helps your resume. And so 3 straight wins for the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Yeah, how about that? I think they call that a streak where we're from. Do I see a Bombastic Podcast hat up there right now?
Oh, my God. There is a Bombastic Podcast hat. That's electric, dude.
That's
I love that. Hell yeah.
And he's got the Pot of the Palace hoodie. This is electric
yeah,
right
dude.
now. I love that.
We're performing in front of a stacked. It's a packed house in here, as you can see, man. Fans are loaded up in the rafters.
And this was funny because when Cal had his meltdown moment down there, I guess it was before that.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, guys. I can't remember what the play was, but Cal he's pissed. He was not a happy camper.
It was the goaltend. It was the goaltend.
That's right. And it gets so loud in here all of a sudden, and I'm thinking, oh, well, you know how it is. Oklahoma fans are seeing John Calipari go crazy. They're trying to run him out of here, just like, Arkansas did in Fayetteville when he got ejected from that game. And so I'm like, I don't know about this. Well, then all of a sudden, Arkansas gets a big basket right after that, and the place erupts. And I go, oh,
yeah, you kind of
they're the Razorback fans. Okay, because the red is too similar in here. It's kind of like when you go to an Arkansas game, it's all the different shades, right? Yeah. So between the chairs and the Oklahoma Crimson and the Arkansas Cardinal, you couldn't really tell, but it was a nice turnout for Razorback fans. And it wound up being a pretty solid crowd. I know it was free attendance and $2 beer and everything like that. The second half of the game, the second half of the second half, I thought was a pretty solid atmosphere.
Listen, this was not like going into Rupp Arena with 20,000 or even going into like Auburn at Neville where they really have the student section jumping there. There's maybe 6,000, 7,000 fans here at the most. The lower bowl was pretty full though, but like you said, there was a lot of energy in here. We went the first like 25 minutes of the game, it was back and forth, but you didn't really hear these huge roars from the crowd. I didn't really notice it until you pointed it out in the moment that like Cal really did bring life into that arena. And it was kind of cool. It felt a little bit like those Tulsa games where you're kind of looking out at the sea of red and you're like, is that Oklahoma red, Arkansas red? And then you can kind of tell by the game reactions. I think, again, this is all quality reps, quality experience. Arkansas will need to, play better basketball at different stretches of the year, but any experience you can get being in a 40-minute dogfight where every possession matters, you kind of have to battle back a few times, things don't go your way. And again, Oklahoma, I know their record sucks. You look at their schedule, they've been in a lot of these close games. Bama only beats them by 2 at home. They kind of
they're going to get somebody soon.
And like we said, like we said on Inside Arkansas Live today, there's been stretches where Oklahoma gets to the finish of the game and that's kind of where they break. And we kind of challenge Arkansas to push Oklahoma to that breaking point. I wouldn't say they broke down the stretch, but Arkansas really was the team that was more fresh and more ready to make those plays down the stretch. And there really wasn't even a ton of drama in the final minute.
No, there really wasn't. A few interesting things of note here that I found for Arkansas. First of all, 16 assists to 6 turnovers. That's really good for the Razorbacks to only turn it over 6 times. They showed a lot of poise. Oklahoma's not very good defensively, but that's been something that's plagued them at times on the road this season. So good on them from that standpoint. What's crazy to me, I don't even know. Somebody else is going to have to do the math for me, but to go 2 of 17 from 3, who hit them? Acuff and Carter. Carter almost made 2 of them. He had one with his toe on the line, but you go 2 of 17 from 3, but you shoot 55.6% overall from the game. So they must have been like 78% inside the arc. I mean, they were making everything in there.
I mean, neither team had any rim protection in this game for the most part. So it's like both teams are just kind of going at the rim with reckless abandon. were you about to get to Oklahoma's 3-point shooting a little bit?
Well, go ahead, because you're going to make the point that I was. Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, like, it is kind of crazy. Like, you look in all these matchups, especially high-scoring ones, when the 3-point discrepancy is that large, you usually have to out-rebound your opponent by 10, or you have to turn them over 20 times or something like that. For Arkansas to consistently get good looks and score 83 points on the road without knocking down the 3 ball is pretty impressive. And I wouldn't say it's like, people are going to watch this game and be like, Arkansas's fixed their road issues. They're great on the road now. But to have a 16-assist game on the road, we really haven't seen them share the basketball like that on the road like that.
Yeah, no, we really haven't. So, I mean, hey, listen, it's 2 true road wins now. So,
you double your total right here.
Yeah. And I wonder, okay, because I did the thing. Now I'm going to get into the nerd math for just a second. Bear with me. But, Oklahoma's at 75 in the net. So it's like, all right, well, if Arkansas wins, then it's probably going to be a quad 2. If they lose, it'll probably be a quad 1 loss. Because it was so tight,
yeah,
there's a chance that Oklahoma just stays put. I do think that they're going to beat a couple teams here. They've got some problems defensively. At some point, when you go through what they've gone through, you mentioned some of the close losses, the ways in which they've lost. This losing streak is up to 7 now. I heard one of the Oklahoma media members next to me was saying that this is maybe one of, if not the largest crowd that they've had here so far this season. They found a way to lose, so they might also be to the a breaking point. We'll see what that looks like, but very, very interesting stuff here nonetheless. That was a wild game, man. I know some people were feeling tense. I was in my feelings in the first half with that defensive effort because Arkansas was getting nothing done. But I'm glad that I'm able to be on this post-game show and be encouraged by what they did in the second half. That kind of stuff plays for sure. We appreciate everybody for being in here, hanging out with us. We're going to get to your chats pretty quick tonight. They're generous around here, but we don't want to take up too much of their time. They're going to have the cleaning crew pushing us around in a little bit, but we do have to pay some bills. We want to give a shout out to our post-game sponsor, OZK Insurance, an independent insurance agency. That means they're not tied to just one company. So they're going to shop all of those A-rated carriers to find the best coverage and price for you. And they've paired that now with something you don't usually see from an independent agency. It's a full-service mobile app. With the OZK Insurance app, you can get all your policies under one roof. You can pay your bills. You can get roadside assistance. I almost needed some going to John's place today, which would have been a tough scene. But I didn't. You can get all that right there from the app. You're going to get the best part of an independent agent, which is choice, flexibility, and real people, and the convenience of modern tech. If you're tired of being stuck with one carrier or chasing down paperwork, go to ozkinsurance.com or search OZK Insurance in the App Store or Google Play. It's a local agency, national level options, one powerful app. That's OZK Insurance. Voila. All right. What else do you need to say about this game before we answer everybody's questions or get to their comments? I feel like, and I was kind of monitoring it a little bit, and it felt like there's just kind of like us, just a little bit of a sigh of relief. Still a little bit iffy there, but you got to feel pretty decent about what you saw in the second half.
So, Curtis, this is going to be I love how there's no way I can go through any show without making some type of baseball reference.
That's okay.
This reminds me of a lot of Diamond Hog performances where, like, maybe the offense is getting no hit through 4 and everyone's kind of annoyed. Oh, Nate Thompson launch angle. Maybe a reliever comes in and gives up a nuke. Our bullpen sucks or whatever. And then you end up winning 4-3 on a Friday night in the SEC. You end up winning the series 2-1, and you're like, are y'all really about to, like, be mad at this? Like, I understand it didn't look great, but, like, are you really that mad about it? That's kind of how I feel seeing some of the reactions. Like we were downstairs, and I tweeted out the video of just, hey, we're ready. All I said was, we're ready for basketball here in Norman. Not even saying, like, hey, Hogs are about to whip some ass. Like, I just was like, hey, we're about to play a basketball game. The mentions are just flooded with people being like, y'all forgot to tell Arkansas they suck. They're not ready. And, like, everybody was, like, so angry. And I'm like, I get it. Like, listen, especially when you're losing. We were upset in the first half, but it's like, are y'all really going to carry this with you? Like, are y'all going to be mad until the Kentucky game Saturday? Like, right. I'm glad that we don't have to spend this post-game show doing a big picture philosophical debate about this team. We can nitpick some things. There's plenty to do, but, like, we don't have to do the depressing into the world bit.
No, we really don't. And I ran into some of the same stuff too, because at the first media timeout, I said on Twitter, Arkansas made it to the first media timeout without getting down by double digits. And then everybody kept hitting me with the update. Yeah. I was like, you idiots, they made it to the first media timeout without being down double digits. Well, I worded it specifically for this reason.
Well, then it's like, also, you do give updates at just about every media timeout. So it's like, I will continue to tell the story. Like, now they are down. Like,
right. We got a couple quotes here from John Calipari. We don't have the video, but John's down there at the press conference. I don't know. Did y'all see John on TV? Was he on TV? He was down there. He was down there doing photos, and
Looked like Peter Parker down there.
He was
man.
under he was under the basket by the home bench. So yeah, he did look like Peter Parker. But from Cal, he says, I like the fact that we went 2 of 17 from 3 and 1. You can't be down about skill stuff. It's taken time to understand that they have to do the easy stuff really hard.
I like what he said about doing the easy stuff really hard, because I think defensively, that's what it was. It's not like they did anything that crazy. They just made Oklahoma work for more of their possessions. They didn't block a ton of shots. They didn't steal a ton of passes. They just made Oklahoma work to pass the ball, work to get open looks, and they weren't able to consistently generate open looks. I like that.
Yeah. Another one here from Cal. He said that he gave the team off on Sunday. We wondered what that might look like. You play that game on Saturday. It's snowy. It's weird. We knew that they had to turn around and leave yesterday on Monday for the short turnaround. But he says, I gave the team off Sunday, 1 day of prep. What it showed me is that we had the energy late in the game. Tomorrow we will shoot free throws and watch film. That's it. This may be a 2 days off a week team. I got to figure that out with this group.
I like that.
It's a little bit of fatigue setting in for these guys. I wonder if it has anything to do with only having 8 players that you're willing to play. I don't know. At any rate, let's see. Let's get into the chat and see what everybody's got going on in here. I'm sure we'll get a little bit more from John as we continue to move through. We appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. Glad that this all worked out. We were able to get set up here.
Yeah.
Everything came together very, very quickly for us because we weren't intending on, we were going to do Inside Arkansas Live from home and then get here like right before the game, but that just felt a little too dicey. We had some other stuff going on. So we left real early this morning. We got to that place, Louis. Appreciate them for letting us set up shop there. And then, yeah, shout out to the folks here at Oklahoma for letting us do this here. It's fun. It's cool. And, Bud Walton Arena, every place has their own, their rules and their guidelines, and you follow them. But it is pretty cool to be able to do it when you're not bothering people. And, cool. I'm glad we're here.
It's cool also to just see the background. It's like, we're here. We're not in our rooms. Like we're able to get out and do some stuff. It kind of feels
sure.
cool.
Yeah, exactly. We have a super chat from Billy Richmond Enjoyer. Aren't we all? Let's talk about Billy for just a second here before we get into this.
You mean the Billy Goat?
The Billy Goat. Yeah. Downhill Bill, very much so in this basketball game. It seemed like he just had some aggression baskets. Like he's just catching curl at the elbow. And it was, we need a bucket. I'm going to get to the rim like this. I'm going to explode up and I'm going to finish. It makes you wonder why he doesn't score 30 a game, because if he does that, he would. But I think he was like a quiet, maybe not unsung hero, but really, really impactful for Arkansas in this game. Kind of on both ends of the floor. When Trevin couldn't guard their 4-man Tay Davis, they put Billy on him. He's given up like 20, 25 pounds and 3 or 4 inches of height. And I thought he did a pretty good job on that dude.
My favorite play of the game, I think, was the transition dunk that Acuff assisted to Billy. And Arkansas really, I don't know how many.
The TB to Ewan.
Yeah,
Bob.
I don't know how many transition buckets Arkansas was able to generate. Not their season average. Arkansas is one of the best fast break point teams in the country. What did they finish with in this one?
6.
6 fast break points? Goodness gracious, it's even lower than I thought. Well, this makes this play even more valuable. They get a long rebound, or maybe I think it was a long rebound for Acuff, and Billy just beats everyone down the floor. And we're up way at the top. You can see where we're standing. This is pretty much where we sat for the game. We're up in the rafters. We got the sting seats, as I call them.
Yeah.
But being up here, I got to see Billy kind of run a route like a receiver and just beat it. You see how much he just beats everyone down the court. It was like Arkansas smelled blood. It was like, oh my God, we get to get out and run for once tonight. Let's do it. And in a game like this, a one little transition bucket like that, that's a huge difference.
Yeah, no doubt about it. To your super chat, though, thank you for that, Billy Richmond Enjoyer. 12% from 3, and we won. Darius and Billy Goat refused to lose. It's now officially Kentucky week. Bud might explode. Yeah, it's gonna be a rowdy atmosphere. I saw a couple people in the chat earlier saying that Kentucky was down pretty big early in that game against Vanderbilt. I guess that was the 8 o'clock tip. So we'll see what that looks like. I hope they win because I want that build up to the game. But yeah, if you shoot 12% and you only make 2 threes, it's going to be hard to get it done on the road, especially when your opponent makes 10. But Arkansas was just that good around the rim, and it's interesting because a lot of times you'll make up for that at the free throw line. As we know, not many free throws shot by either team in this basketball game. 13 for
56
Arkansas.
56 points in the paint.
Points in the paint for Arkansas, yes, 56 to 30.
You see that. You would think that Arkansas had literally Shaq on the block down there, but it was really just guards getting into the lane. It's crazy.
It's kind of wild. Shout out to this is nice. You wonder how Arkansas did some of the things that they did. Malik Ewan had 12 points. He was 5 of 5 from the field. Nick Pringle had 8 points. He was 4 of 4 from the field. So your two centers who didn't play particularly well against LSU the other day. Win a combined, 9 for 9 for 20 points. Now, they only had 6 rebounds combined, so it would have been nice to be a little bit better on the glass there, but at least a step in the right direction. I kind of feel like, Ewan, I think he could have scored 20 in this basketball game.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't play as much as maybe some people wanted him to because he was really getting picked on in pick and roll coverage in this game. And Pringle, who was effective, I mean, hell, if you hit him directly in the hands, he'll catch it, and he'll go up there and dunk it from time to time. But he was pretty good for Arkansas defensively. He's just got to be able to lift his arms up and grab a rebound. I've never seen anything like it. And you were kind of talking about, and I've made this point on the Pod at the Palace of, with Nick, a lot of times he's doing all the right things that don't involve touching the basketball. Like he's a guy who sets screens. He seals off. That way a guy like Acuff can get to the rim and finish. He's in the right spots defensively. His rotations are sound, but it's just catching that thing. And he did that a little bit better in this game, and he had a few dunks. It'd be nice if he could extend and grab some rebounds. But I'm okay with what Arkansas got out of him. 21 minutes, 8 points, and I thought he was fairly effective in there. Although Oklahoma's big man looked pretty good. Yeah,
there's something to be said about being in your spot and being dangerous in that spot, being in the right spot. And we talk all the time about these guys. Just do what you can do. Hey, Nick Pringle, you can catch lobs and dunk. That's all we want you to do offensively. Oh, you can screen? Do that. Oh, you can maybe occasionally throw a body on someone? Just do that. Same for Malik Ewan. And in this game, those spots around the rim were kind of available to everyone. But I even think about someone like Carter Knox. What did he take, 6 or 7 shots in this game? Yeah. All of them, 8 shots in this game.
Carter
all of
awesome.
them were either from 3 or at the rim. That's exactly what we need out of Carter. We don't need any pull-up mid-range shots from you. Do what you can do. And Billy, I thought, did a great job of that as well, aside from the 2 threes that he took.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Which one of them was like wide open, or it was like, you might as well go ahead and take it. But
it's like I don't hate that shot when he's wide open in the corner. It's like, go for it. But it was like the timing when they were taken, where it's like, you might have a little bit higher percentage there, or just take it to the rack, man, because you're wide open.
Which, by the way, Malik Thomas, I mean, he ends up 0 for 4 in this game from 3, but 7 for 15 overall. I thought he made a very conscious decision at one point to just say, my shot's not falling. I'm not making the jumpers. He made a nice little pull-up too, but I got to get downhill. And he was a lot stronger. I thought in the first half he was a little weak at the rim, a lot stronger at the rim.
Yeah, I think he understood that he had an advantage in that matchup when they had Xavier Brown guarding him, and he took advantage of that in the second half. I think he had, I guess it would have been 14 of his 16 in the second half, and 2, the game-sealing free throws there for him. So a nice job. Arkansas gets the block. He gets fouled, and sometimes I feel like that's tough where you make the first free throw, and then there's the timeout. You got to sit, you got to think about it, and then you walk back out there, and you got to kind of refocus and everything. For me, I'm like, no, I made it. Give me the ball back. I want to do that again. And he had to take his time and go back up there, sink it. Good job on him.
Does it now feel like we're obnoxious now that the music's off?
A little bit.
I was worried at first. I was like, can they hear us because the music's blaring? Like, does it sound horrible? Now I'm like, geez, we're the loudest people in the world.
We're going to start whispering.
Now we're obnoxious. The janitors are looking at us like we're stupid. Jeez.
From Lane, wow, we really appreciate that super chat. That's awesome. He says 3-0 with the
PATP hoodie.
I almost caught a cramp in my calf.
It
was about to happen. I was about to fold. I was going to fold.
I thought you were struggling to read. I'm like, sound it out. Come on, you got it.
No, man, it was the calf. It's bad.
I got to be honest. As your pal, I kind of wish that would have happened. If you would have just started grabbing the calf and fell out.
It was about to happen. That's why I'm stretching it right now. If you can see. Anyway, 3-0 on the Pod at the Palace hoodie. Appreciate you for having that. I brought mine with me. I might change into it for the ride home, and I can't right now. I did not pop a Molly, but I'm sweating. I'm hot in here, man.
Yeah.
Good luck charm. I think it might be. Sounds like it. A win is a win is a win. Now let's go beat those kittens on Saturday. I like the way that sounds. Let's see from Derek. Man, Derek's in here. I love that.
Yeah, Derek's been killing it.
Yeah, appreciate the super chat. He says, we just beat a team that gave it everything they had. I love this win. Yeah, I mean, you want it out of the gates. You want it for 40 minutes. You don't want it to really matter who it is that you're playing, who the opponent is across from you. But one thing Arkansas struggled with away from home is matching intensity. Yeah. And when they had to do that in this basketball game, I felt like they did. So good on them.
I'm certainly not about to do the bit where I'm like, hey, Oklahoma, they're dangerous. They're about to go on a run here. But I also didn't see like a dead in the water, ready to quit team. I did think they had a little bit of juice. They had a little bit of fight left in them, and just came up slightly short, as they tend to do.
Yes. Oh, we got a good update here. We have Avery, who's still undefeated as a Razorback fan. Avery is like what?
4 days old?
Yeah, just a few days old here. 2-0, already better than my kid. Already off to a better start than Wesley. He hasn't won a game since Nam. So he beat Arkansas State, and he's over in a football season.
Hey,
what are we going to do with him?
Wesley's had a good basketball season. Come on now.
He has had
give
a
him
good
some credit.
season.
He locked in when he needed to. He's
He
about
did.
to watch a baseball natty. I mean, come on.
Basketball dad, basketball baby.
Exactly,
That's what this is. That's what this is
Exactly.
for sure. Let's see. What else do we have here? We've got Garrett. Good to see you, man. Appreciate the super chat. He says, where he has his moments, DJ's killing us. Felt like every stretch he was in, things got ugly. Huge road win. Needed it for team morale. Don't want to be the complainer.
Yeah.
Woo Pig Suey. Yeah, I think some of it in this game was when was he in? Was it because of him? I know he missed a couple threes in there or whatever, but the way I look at it in the second half, it's like he came in for that stretch because they were trying to give Acuff just a little blow before they put him back in there for the entire final stretch. Well, so then your best player's off the floor. So how do you expect that to look? When they came back from the under 4, he was in for Malik Thomas for that stretch, and it was like, okay, nice read by Acuff, kick out, wide open corner 3. It could have been Leak, but instead DJ is in that spot. So I don't know that I blame him for that. It was like situational.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, he didn't play a ton in this game. I don't know what the minutes ended up being, maybe 15.
I think he played like 13 or 14.
Okay, yeah, that's about what I had in my brain. And so I agree. I even said to you multiple times in this game where I'm like, man, I don't think they're going to be able to play DJ much in the second half, especially if they're going to have to come from behind. But I just, it's one of those games. We talk about this with the big men all the time. Sometimes it's just not your matchup, not your game. I don't know if this was like a bad matchup for DJ, but you could tell kind of early on he didn't fit the flow of this game necessarily.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes it's just the way it's going to be. Sometimes what he played quite a bit the other night against LSU. I think wasn't necessarily that great, but we know that he can be effective in short spurts too. Against Vanderbilt, he had the best game of his season. I think he only played 16 minutes that night. So you need him in those short spurts, and I think when he comes in there, the more productive he is, the better off Arkansas is as a team out there. They feel a little bit more comfortable of, we can give Acuff the extra minute until this timeout instead of having to give him back in there.
Which,
just one of those things, circumstantial.
When you have the context of Acuff comes in for the final 6 minutes and completely dominates and takes over the game, it's like, I think we can live with a 2-minute stretch in the middle of the second half where he doesn't play, if that's what we're getting. Yeah,
for sure. We're going to get back to some of your chats here, folks, but we got to give a shout out to Fight House Gym, our post-game sponsors here at the Pot at the Palace. Listen, if you haven't been, you got to go check it out. It's Northwest Arkansas's #1 boxing, MMA, and strength training gym. It's built for athletes, competitors, and anyone ready to push their limits. From high-energy boxing and MMA training to free weights, elite cardio equipment, sleds, and cross-training, Fight House Gym delivers everything you need to train at the highest level. Whether you're a seasoned fighter or just starting your fitness journey, this is the gym that meets you where you are and pushes you further. This isn't just a gym, it's a mindset. Fight House Gym is now open at 10131 Webb Way in Fayetteville, exit 58 off I-49. Sign up today at fighthousegym.com or call 951-623-9745 and step inside and bring the fight.
Can I provide 2 notable updates?
Of course.
From John here?
Yes.
So one of them, actually 3. One, Cal said a boo-boo word. Said a bad word.
What did it start with?
S, and it was 4 letters.
Okay.
Can't be saying that, Cal. Come on, we got kids here.
Yeah, that's a fine.
He also says, I knew Acuff would make the free throw, but if he didn't, we were going to foul and not give them a chance to shoot a 3. Which I guess it was Malik actually that shot the free throw, right? But either way, we were talking about it in the moment.
So he was going to foul up.
He was going to foul up 3. Can confirm.
John Rothstein says always foul up 3.
Yeah,
so
John Rothstein will definitely like that.
This is a little bit more of a, I think, a little bit more of a controversial discussion now that they're given like the mini continuation, because we've seen some teams get burned on that way often than they normally do when they try to foul up 3 this season. But still, I think as a general rule of thumb, you got to be a little bit smarter about it. Maybe do it a little bit earlier. But I've always been a proponent of that. Some people are just like, no, we're going to defend it. We're going to get a stop. Well, good luck.
Yeah, this is just a little teaser for later in the week. Our content. Cal says there will not be. He doesn't think there will be any emotions for Kentucky coming here to Fayetteville. He feels it's just another game. But Mark Pope is the right man for the job.
Good. What that sounds like to me, a stand-up guy.
Yeah. He also made fun of the media, said, did any of you actually shovel your roads over here? And he was asking the media if they were doing that. And
we know he did.
I would say whenever you shovel the way Cal did, I mean, you're right to be on your high horse.
That's right. Let's see.
He was talking about them.
Here in Norman?
He was making fun of the Norman staff for not shoveling the parking lot. Which
I can't say I blame them. They got quite a bit here, it seems like.
Yeah.
I know we did
they
too.
Must have.
Man, oh man. from Jeremy, big time super chat. Thank you. We don't have John for the noise button there, but there we go. That's pretty good.
Your time is up, my time. Do we play it that long usually or no?
He says, good road win, road trip snacks on us. Woo Pig Suey.
Heck
Well,
yeah.
we will report back tomorrow what those snacks look like.
It's about to be some foul stuff.
If you're wondering what Andrew's going to get, think about what your uncle would get if you went to the gas station.
Werther's caramel, like.
Appreciate you, Jeremy, for the super chat. That's awesome. The student sections, I said nice green screen. Yeah, I mean,
and, now that I'm looking at it, it looks a little green screeny.
It does.
How do we?
It's pretty good.
Even when I do this, it kind of looks green screeny.
We got Mitch's Britches in here. Said terrified that lackadaisical defense is going to get them bounced in the second round, but tonight we celebrate an SEC road win. Now, where is the wife?
Mitch's Britches is a guy that gets it.
Yeah,
this is what you call getting it as a sports fan, just understanding what's going on here. I have no notes. That's a beautiful comment.
Yeah, they got to put together 40 minutes. I'm
Sure.
pleased with what we saw from Arkansas defensively in the second half. You saw what Oklahoma is capable of doing to an Arkansas team that doesn't want to compete on that end, and you saw what Arkansas can do when they lock down and get serious on that end of the floor. I thought they actually made some good adjustments too. Some of it's effort, sure. Some of it's, maybe Oklahoma made some, I don't want to say lucky shots, but the bounces were falling their way in the first half. But they also had a lot of paint touches and a lot of straight line drives to the rim and a lot of kickouts for rhythm threes. And Arkansas had a heck of a time dealing with not only their pick and rolls, but the dribble handoffs. They were turning the corner on those so easily. Arkansas was trying to switch them at the elbow. It was a bad scene for the Razorbacks. I thought they made some really good adjustments. If you watch Arkansas's guards in the second half, they defended that action so much more physical. They were fighting through it. They were blowing it up. They were not letting them get that handoff. And it was everybody. It was Acuff. It was Leak. It was DJ when he was in there.
They all got called for fouls on it,
Fine.
Which is a good sign.
Great, exactly, because it's not a layup, on the other side there. So good adjustments made by the staff on the defensive end. And then I think they just ratcheted up the intensity a little bit, started closing out some possessions, and guarded Nigel Pack just a little bit more frequently there.
Hey, what do you only have, like 8 in the second half or something like that?
Goodness gracious. Yeah, he was he's that guy though. I mean, he's been doing this for, I think he's a 6-year senior. It's the third time Arkansas has seen him, and they play him every other year.
He's gotten his third crack at Arkansas with a third different team. I mean, what a story. Yeah.
But he looked good. He looked good for sure. Do we have anything else from Cal? Or we?
Nah.
Okay. We'll move on here. Hickory Hog, we appreciate the super chat. He says, Chubby Boogie Flan cooked us in the first half, and the refs tried to help as much as they could in the second half, but in the end, it's a much-needed road dub on a bad three-point shooting night. Woo Pig, BBN, you're next. Well, there weren't a lot of fouls called in this game, period.
Yeah.
And I need to see on a replay the flagrant call and the goaltend. I know people are really upset about that. I haven't seen any of the replays on that to really know, but it seemed like there was a stretch where, 2 hands on the ball handler was allowed, and then all of a sudden nothing was. And you really let something go that's pretty obvious, and then the next thing you know, there's a touch foul off the ball. And it was just a little bit inconsistent, probably on both sides, because it wasn't just Cal. Cal was obviously very irritated and animated. Porter Moser wasn't a happy campy either down there. I'm surprised neither one of those guys wound up getting a tech in this basketball game. Probably fortunate that they did. And I know I was sitting up here saying, relax, Cal, relax. Yeah. It's a 1-point game. You don't need a tech here.
Had he gotten a technical foul, it would have completely changed the final
the
minutes
momentum
of the game. Yeah,
it would have been a huge swing there. From Hairless Hog, we appreciate it. It says, handle business. Now on to what we've all been waiting on. And so
it's our Super Bowl this week, guys. It's Super Bowl Sunday, Saturday.
I don't know if Razorback fans feel however you want. And I think that the cool thing about this is, Arkansas is playing good basketball. You're a couple years removed from this now. I tend to, now Cal's he's going to oversell whatever his stance is regardless, but I tend to agree with him from the standpoint of there's no way he is feeling anywhere near the emotions that he felt for that game last year. He's not going back there. He's already done it. They're coming to Bud. He's comfortable in his own skin at Arkansas now. Okay, fine. That's all good. I'm sure like DJ, for example, deep down, he's like, oh, man, I hope I get my minutes because I want to get those.
He balled out last year, so
he did.
Whatever he did last
something
time,
to that. But he's right in the fact that it's not going to be the same as last year. But it is a big game, a big opportunity for Arkansas. Whatever you have to use to motivate you to get ready to play, like your hair's on fire, like you did against Vanderbilt, like you've done in some of these games at home at Bud Walton Arena, do that. So if you need to make it something bigger than it is, do that. Like get self-motivated and be ready to play, because it's a huge opportunity for Arkansas, who is now 16-5. They're up to 6-2 in league play. And if they get this one done, then they get to recharge the batteries. You get that midweek bye, and then you're amped up for the stretch run. It's a big, big game for Arkansas.
It is, and I do also think it's important to mention that whatever Cal says publicly about the game and about the emotions and about the motivation is completely useless. Like he's
True.
I think he's going to say, yeah, it's another game, whatever. He might be giving a completely different message to the team, but what I do like is Arkansas is the A side of this matchup. That's a boxing term. You know, you're building the event. There's an A side and there's a B side. Arkansas is definitely the A side, and they're treating it like that, which is what you do when you're at home. You're at Bud Walton Arena. You're the higher ranked team. It's an interesting spot.
Yeah, and Razorback fans who are very, very excited about this one. Why is that? It's because of the banter, the back and forth, the rivalry.
And be prepared.
Yeah, that's what this is now, and that's good because as Razorback fans, for a long time you've kind of wondered, well, who really is your rival in whatever sport? Because an Arkansas fan might feel some type of way about Texas, but what does a Texas fan feel about them? Sometimes you feel like it's not reciprocal. Well, now it is, all right, because there's nothing BBM would love more than to go get some get back on John Calipari in Fayetteville. Arkansas fans don't want that to happen. This feels like a budding rivalry, and for the most part, it's going to be two really good programs. It's weird how Kentucky was really good at the time last year. Arkansas was struggling. Both teams are pretty hot right now, which is good, but maybe Kentucky, people are thinking it's Final Four, top 10. They've been a little bit down. They won 5 in a row. I have no idea what they're doing against Vanderbilt.
Well, we do the thing all the time where we're like, hey, don't look ahead. Don't worry about this game that's coming. Just worry about the one that's in front of you. Well, the most important game is the one that's in front of you, and that now is the Kentucky game. And so this week is going to be a lot of fun. Be careful if you get into some banter. If you're, don't write checks that this basketball team might not want to cash when the going gets tough. But
wind them on Cold Takes Exposed, man.
It's a tough place to be. But no, it's definitely going to be exciting.
Jeremy wants you to buy 2 honey buns. I think you might.
I will. I can tell you when we started talking about it at Louis earlier, I already was like, I'm getting a honey bun later. I am getting a honey bun later, and it will be iced.
I'm going to follow you around, and I'm going to piggyback on everything you get. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'll give my own ratings.
I'm going to get a lot of stuff then, Curtis.
Okay, that's all right.
Especially with Stewart footing the bill, man.
I was going to say it's on me, on Jeremy. Thank you. That's good stuff. Arkansas, it was great catching up with you and being able to hang out some today. Hope you enjoyed the game. Hope Mom, enjoyed the game.
Yeah.
So good.
First
good
time. I think
there.
he said it's first time that she's gone to a game like forever.
Yeah. Says, I thought we were dead when that kid hit the backwards 3-point shot. Good atmosphere. Very coachable squad. There you go.
I like that.
Yeah. This was a good atmosphere. It wound up being
really
nice.
was.
I had no idea what to expect. I was hopeful that when they did the free admission thing and let's do the $2 beers and everything, I was thinking, I wonder what this is going to look like. Going into the game, it didn't feel like there was a lot of juice, but man, the back stretch of that second half was awesome. I thought it was a really good college basketball environment.
You had a crowd and a team in Oklahoma that could sense that win, and they wanted it so badly. They've been sitting here suffering these close losses. They wanted it bad, and that's a dangerous thing to go up against, no matter who you're playing.
Yes. Give any home team some confidence and the momentum of a building behind them. And
an icon like John Calipari to motivate you. I mean, come on.
It's a real thing.
This was Oklahoma's Super Bowl, Curtis.
Yeah. From Aaron Harbison, thanks for the super chat, says, let's go Hogs. I was stressing in the first half. Glad y'all got to make the trip down. Thanks for the shout out at Louis earlier.
Oh, heck yeah. Oh, so he was the guy that was
engaged?
Yes. Because it was a different username that gave us the chat earlier, right?
I thought so, yeah.
So this is the guy that was there.
Well, congratulations. I hope we didn't make it weird for you.
Yeah.
I did see the lady, the young lady.
Yeah.
Gave us a little wave and a nod when she was walking out.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
I don't know if you could see.
She was the one I was worried about, where she's like, "Who are these dudes?
Yeah,
what is going on?"
I always feel bad for the spouses whenever people come up and they want to talk to us. I'm like, man,
she was decked out in Razorback. Yeah, she gets it. Yeah. She gets it. Logan, I wonder why.
He had a good night, man. Hey, listen, Logan's got this great gambling strategy, which is bet on the pig.
Yeah, he seems to be doing well for himself.
Carlton, we're sorry, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. You think I'm sweating right now. I wonder how he was feeling with Leak going up to the free throw line there. So
Logan, I hope you know Carlton's got to fire someone tomorrow just because of what you've done.
Yeah, you've costed someone their job, but you're saving ours. So thank you for that. We appreciate you, buddy.
Good for the economy.
Yeah. Brown Bag says that Pringle alley-oop 360 pass to the top of the key was
it really
electric.
was. What
that was
ended
the
up
wildest
happening?
pass I've ever seen.
Was that when Knox hit the three? What was that? What happened? No,
No.
it was Leak that hit the pull up, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of the, but it wound up being a bucket for
Yeah.
Arkansas. That was one of the craziest things I've ever seen somebody do.
Yeah, Pringle was an above average basketball player in this game at times.
He was, man. He did some things. He really did some things in there. From Derek, he says, yeah, 2 for 17 from 3 and still win. My favorite win so far. I think I could probably pick like 4 or 5 more, but a road win that's big for this Arkansas team, man. We know what the struggles have been like. The only other one they had was at Ole Miss, and you need to be able to rack those up. And regardless of what it looks like, style points and everything like that, the metrics love when you do work away from home.
Sure.
So it's going to wind up being a decent one for Arkansas. Borderline quad 1. We'll see what it winds up looking like at the end of the year, but they needed some more depth to that resume, and they got it in this game tonight.
I liked beating Vanderbilt by 100 a little bit more, and I liked winning in Dallas against Texas Tech. But this was an underrated, like, I think this is a win that I don't want to say it's going to age well, but I think like it's one that you'll look back and you're like, you know what, that was a solid, gutsy win. That kind of, if they continue to win from here, you'll look back and say, hey, that was when they started to mature a little bit.
Maybe the SEC is just pretty deep again. Like it's not as elite as it has been, but you know, like LSU the other day, I was
they're not
looking
horrible
at them going into the game, and then afterwards I'm thinking they're 1-6, like they're not bad. Felt that way with this Oklahoma team with some of the players. They've got some offensive talent, and they played well tonight. It's like I look at them like I get it. Somebody's got to finish last in the league or whatever, but I don't think they're a bad.
Well, I know who it is.
team.
It's Mississippi State that's going to finish last.
And South Carolina. South Carolina is the one that we've
sucks,
seen so far with like, okay, these guys aren't good.
Oklahoma or Ole Miss too. I kind of thought when we played Ole Miss, I was like, dude, I think these guys suck. Like I thought that was a bad 8-point win.
I know. From Chris Sullivan, he said, do y'all think they should give up on the 3 ball on nights like this and just pound the paint? Well, they only attempted 17.
And they scored 56 points in the paint. So
yes.
I would say yes. And that is exactly what we just watched happen.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad they didn't continue to chuck it and do a 3 for 25 or something.
Yeah.
So I thought they were aggressive getting downhill. I didn't feel like they took too many ill-advised ones. They got a lot of clean looks, and they weren't falling there. So, when Leak has been shooting over 40% from you, he goes 0 of 4. Who else was even taking?
Carter went 1 of 4, and I liked all of his looks. Like all of his looks, I would be perfectly fine with.
I'm just glad that he's getting some shots.
Trevin got a wide open one and missed it.
Yeah, Acuff was 1 of 4. He's a 42% shooter. So
Richmond, even he was wide open.
Yeah.
If you shoot 17 threes a game, you will be in the bottom 5 of the entire country of 3-point attempt rate.
Right.
Like that is fewer than anybody. So 17 is like, that's a pretty low number. Like they'll shoot more than that in probably every game the rest of the year.
Sure. Josh Byers, appreciate you, buddy, says, I'm actually impressed. Won't be another 3-point shooting night this bad the rest of the year, Lord willing. And still won. That should be a big confidence builder. Woo Pig Suey. I agree with the confidence builder stuff. This is also the kind of thing, not that I don't think Arkansas has this problem by any means, but when you go and you got to kind of grind one out on the road, it brings the team together.
Sure.
Like that's a good thing.
Flight
for
home
chemistry.
feels good.
Yeah. Happy flight. You get all that. Coach Z is going to be buzzing. That's good. It's a good thing. For
Coach Z is going to dial up a tremendous video. He's doing it right now as we speak.
I think he's probably going to do it he's probably doing it in the snow on the plane or like right outside the bus. He likes to do. So a few more super chats here, folks, and then we'll get out of here. They're trying to shut this place down. From Might Be Mike. He says, Kentucky down 29-12, no Duke Miles.
What time was that? That was at 3 or 8?
41-19.
Is that what John just said?
Without Duke Miles?
Yeah. He's got to be looking at it.
What's Tyler Tanner have, like 25? What are they doing? Holy cow.
Just give us the whole box score.
That's wild.
Turnover margin. I want it all.
I'm going to read this from OKC, and then we'll get an update here from John. 12 from Tanner. Tyler Nickel must have hit some threes or something. That's crazy. 19 points. What are they? Anyway.
Yeah.
Aberdeen's got 10. The next leading scorer is Oway with 4.
They were looking ahead to the Hog.
Yeah.
Okay. It was a trap game for them. OKC says shot horrible from 3, still 1 on the road. We'll take it. Acuff once again saves us, top 5 pick. Katz is excited about meeting his father Saturday. I don't know if Katz is back in the chat now. We haven't seen Katz much. I know he was in
we
Inside
won't
Arkansas
find
Live
out
today.
We
but
won't find out because we are, I mean, full disclosure, given our setup, we're going through the super chats that are here that are starred. We will not see Katz because he is not a super chatter.
Yeah,
He is just a
exactly.
chatter.
Exactly.
Whatever the opposite of a super chatter is.
We've got Blake Gilbert in here. He says a win for my daughter HJ's B-Day today.
Hey, I like
there you
that.
go. Happy birthday.
I like
January 27th. You go 12726.
You guys want a quick update on Alabama?
I do want a quick update.
It's 88-59.
88-59. Alabama's winning at home over Missouri.
Yep.
Wow. What's
Missouri,
Bediako
man.
up to?
Oh, he's probably got like 6 blocks.
G League All-Star Charles Bediako is.
Bediako has 14 points, 4 5
14
in the field.
so he's going to be good, isn't he?
He's
Started tonight too.
They're going to beat Florida.
he's
this
going to play
weekend.
35 minutes, bro. It's crazy.
Oh, man, that's wild. From, what's it say? 30-50, Feral Hogs. I like that.
Yeah.
Says, love that Leak didn't let his shots not falling keep him from getting to the basket and scoring. Yeah, we mentioned it. Great adjustment on Leak's part. So he was.
You want to talk about toughness and response to adversity?
Yeah.
That was an underrated display of just that.
1 of 6 from the field in the first half, just 2 points, and had 14 of his 16 in the second half. He was 6 of 9 from the field, and looked good doing it. Looked good.
I mean, listen, you see a lot of guys a lot of times when the game gets tight, they settle for jumpers because they know if I go to the rim, that's going to be a dogfight. I'm going to have to go up there against a 7-footer and really throw some elbows. Like, that is a physically imposing way to play basketball. For him to make that mental decision of, like, I'm going to have to get downhill and just grind out these buckets, that's hard to do, and he made it look really easy. Was he 6 of 8 down the stretch? That's impressive.
This is low-key a draft game for Lee.
Yeah.
He
also
rim
showed some things defensively in the second half that I feel like kind of kickstarted and set the tone for what Arkansas was doing at the top of the
better than
defense.
he was against LSU. Yeah, defensively. From Samuel, thank you. He says, Hog fans, let's blow the top off Bud Walton Saturday. For Cal's sake, you know what to do. Woo pig.
I like that.
Should be an awesome atmosphere. I know there's some talk about there might be some more winter weather coming through, but then I think the last I saw is it might just be like some flurries or something on Friday. So there's no excuse.
Yeah.
And there's none.
Oh, dude, I don't care if there's is an act of God on Saturday. You're showing up at Bud Walton Arena.
Be there. Yeah. Hayden Ulmer, hope you're doing all right, buddy. He says Ellis is going to get a Charleston chew and a yoo-hoo.
Hey, that's a ball knowing move because I get yoo-hoos every now and then. I've gotten a yoo-hoo from the gas station at least 3 or 4 times in the last few years.
If that's the one thing that I won't get with you.
Okay.
You get a yoo-hoo. I
probably won't get one. I'm getting a yoo tonight.
So?
I've earned it.
Oh yeah. Get whatever you want. You Charleston chew. That's a good one, man. At any rate, Playtime says Trevin Brazile was the MVP of tonight's game.
I disagree, but I respectfully do it.
Play of the game?
Yes, play of the game. And I will say he did a great job on the rebounds. He led Arkansas on rebounding. He was pretty tough on the boards and had 2 blocks in this game.
4 assists.
He cashed the prop, right?
I think so.
He sure did. Yeah, 4 assists, made some nice big-to-big passing. I love that.
Yeah. No,
he was not as bad as people seem to think he was, but he did have a stretch where I was cursing his name up here.
He scored on a lot.
It's tough to be sitting in the press seating and be cursing the players on the floor.
You're very much under your breath.
Yeah.
Rufus is here.
Heck yeah. Rufus, you better be in Fayetteville Saturday. What do you have going on that you can't just hop on a flight across some water?
Hop the pond, man. He says, I rather thought tonight might bring Cal's first iconic ejection at Arkansas, of which he had many at Kentucky. He flirted with it, thought better, and the Sooners suffered instead.
That is very sound. He did, because he did think about it for a while where he's like, should I do the get thrown out and fire my team up thing? He didn't, and that might have been why Arkansas won.
It took more than one get back guy to get him back in this one for sure. And then Arkansas got a call on a moving screen, and he still was losing his mind. It's like, you got the call, my man.
Well, it's like, coach's box. You get out of the coach's box all the time. So when they call it, it's usually because you went very over the top. For the next 2 minutes, just stay in the box.
Yeah.
It's just like if they tell you to tuck your shirt in, you don't have to keep it tucked in, but just do it when they ask.
Sure.
And then we can move on.
Exactly. From NEA Arkansas, 870 says Kentucky is getting smartened. Woo pig.
I like that.
Yeah, they are. 41-19.
41-19. It's a lopsided score, man.
Holy moly. 43-23 at halftime now.
Narrowing the gap.
From Smelliot says massive JJ Watt,
See, okay.
Iron Eagle booth vibes.
I'm
now.
not going to stand for this because I'm a normal sized human grown adult man. All right. I'm normal sized. He is a mutant giant. Have we determined this already? How many times at Bud Walton Arena have people come up to us and said, dude, Curtis, you're way taller than I thought.
Yeah.
He's 6'8". You got to understand.
It's not accurate.
He's 6'8". So like you do the math. I'm at least 6'2", right? If he's 6'8", I'm 6'2". I mean, come on.
Truth of the matter is I'm like DJ Wagner height.
And I'm like Diego Pavia height. No, I'm actually taller than Diego Pavia. No cap. Like seriously, I'm taller. He's 5'9" and 3/8. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that actually. That's
at the Senior Bowl that we were watching earlier.
It's all about
today.
the hands though. So,
Yeah.
From Might Be Mike says legs and hair, missing the voice. I literally love you guys. Might even be a little unhealthy, but I love it. Call me toxic.
Legs and hair. What is this a reference to?
I don't know. Sometimes it's just better not to ask.
I love it. I love it. Might be Mike. I love it.
All right. We again appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. And Andrew, are you glad we made the trip, man? I am.
Yeah.
This has been a lot of fun. Don't forget people that John is here. We asked earlier now, and then we got to the Super, so I don't know, but we asked if anybody saw you on television. Because you were down there courtside.
I think if you go back, maybe when I'm watching War Machine later, I'm going to be looking for John because I bet he was visible at least a few times, right?
Courtside doing camera work, not like on the courtside seats.
No, he was working. He was grinding.
Yeah, no, he was working for sure.
Because I just want to see, because cameramen, they've got a very specific look about them. And then I think that because there's an art to this. You go to school for this. You got to learn the trade. And so I wonder like their angles and how they're getting their shots and everything. And then if there's just going to be some pictures of John just sitting there like, or
cheering.
Oh,
yeah, no, that's good stuff.
Good times.
But no, I'm definitely, without a doubt, glad we made the trip. I was like, low key, the closer it got, the more I was like really looking forward to it. Maybe it was just a snow day. Maybe it was just because I wanted to go on a trip with the boys. But no matter what, we got to go on a trip with the boys. We got to watch Arkansas win. First time I've seen Arkansas beat Oklahoma with my eyeballs. The one time they won in Tulsa, I was out of town. I did not go to that game. So good to get the monkey off the back a little bit for me personally. And, I don't think anyone's going to like go to sleep thrilled because Arkansas won by 4 against a 1-7 team. But I think that was a much needed don't mess up situation. And Arkansas grew 1 or 2 little hairs on their chest. They're not full grown men with like, the full layout just yet, but there's a few little straggles starting to grow on that hair.
They toughened up a little bit in the second half. First win in Norman for Arkansas since 1977.
Wow.
It's crazy when you think about it. But they got it done. The house that Blake Griffin built. Is that fair?
Yes, since his name is on the facility, I would say he quite literally
Buddy Hield bobblehead night here pretty soon, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of Buddy Hield stuff. John pointed out that he saw some Young 11 jerseys, and he was like, BJ Young? No, that's Trey. But still, I'd say they have his name outside, so I'm going to say it is the house that Blake Griffin built. Although I did watch him catch an L to Arkansas. I was there for that.
Well, there you go. All right, well, we're going to get out of here. We really appreciate everybody for hanging out with us tonight, but we got to pack up and hit the road. We got a long drive ahead of us, but thank you guys for hanging out. Continue to enjoy your hate watch of Kentucky the rest of the evening, and we will certainly be back with you soon. Make sure you tune in for the report card tomorrow morning. When I get home to Fayetteville at whatever ungodly hour, I'm going to record that and put it out, so I'm expecting everybody to check it out and watch it and be really, really nice. Give me an A+ for my report card. Right? I don't ask for much. I'm asking for that. But appreciate everybody. Shout out to intern Cameron, intern Gigi for hanging out and helping us behind the scenes. Certainly appreciate them as well. And everybody have a good night. It's been Andrew Ellis, Curtis Wilkerson, Inside Arkansas. We're out of here from Norman. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody have a good one.